fall through. Look, I keep this shit 50 times 2. Ain't no more heart in this game, I'm John Q. Colder than the avalanche, way above average. Fiends taste sweet, told him make me an apple tree. Left us in the valley full of bones, this where hope found. Child become a man, dark sands get broke down. Riding through Evans to a mall quad, telling me how the crackers turn his childhood to a ghost town. Poke a stop, nigga, I lay that game down. I feel his pain, cause nothing is the same now. Never light shine like heaven through a rain cloud. Glock have a fit like my child, no bench. Try to warn them niggas we bear arms like tarantulas. Them mother niggas rap, I make anthems. I really seen prophets under this banner. Make my enemies bow down on camera. Told my design I want it black and white like a panda. I'm better than that nigga that's so dirty to handle. Look, I'm more like a Brazilian, precious cargo, spirit ancient, but I got a root. See me all the way, wave the bitch around like where's Wardo. Sleep if they won't, I cut through they Z's like I'm sorrow. Heading for his name, so I gotta keep that steel clutch. Trust me, I'm not with this like I squeeze till it click like Dorothy when the heels touch. The world got me. Dumb, I don't feel much. Rap around with Yaradon, just left the state bridge. Looking for a bitch better than baby kid. Remember I dropped twice, gone. I've been gone ever since. Still in the field, fuck them niggas on the fence, yeah.
Neath the stones that once was my home, bleach neath the stones that once was my home. Bleach.
Fuck Trump, this for sitting Bull Geronimo. Blast from the past, it's the last of the Taino. Return of the prodigal, pen game bionicle. Writing the King's Chronicle, lifestyles iconical. Y'all too solid, nigga, you already know. Don't fuck with fuckboys, pendejos, or maricons. Venaki, vamanos, crushing mics like styrofoam. Snatch your rapper souls and stashing bodies in catacombs. I left the world and I ain't never going back again. Roll with righteous men like General Mahayaman. Taught me to maneuver through bullshit you couldn't factor in. No matter how hard the walk, I'll never pack it in. Untouched in the lions and battle Leviathan. Cause I ain't never been a homeborn slave or a hireling. Living in Babylon, the concrete Amazon. Slamming Qurans in front of Farrakhan on Ramadan. As for you vagabonds, can't touch the air I'm on. I'm tired of you niggas playing dress up this ain't Comic-Con. That's the type of shit that I'm on. You wanna battle, then I'll do you as the Book of Kisan, motherfucker.
Here they come, here they come, here they come, yo. Here they come, here they come, here they come, yo. Here they come, here they come, here they come, here they come, come, this or that, this or that, get with this or that, this or that, get with this or that, this or that, this, that.
The black sheep who walk to the beat of a different drum, tune of a different hum, guitar with a different strum. Seen a few days that was looking darker than plums. These crackers try to snatch your soul like Shang Tsung. Fuck the police, sit down for national anthems. Kidnapping the rap game and hold it for ransom. Still one of the dopest MCs that be under the sun. My notes could explode your whole galaxy like a Samsung. Every verse is just monstrous, flowing more than hydrolysis. Walk with a pair of balls that's bigger than hippopotamus. Killing this shit like Spartacus, dead to Remus and Romulus. Taking over your continent, conquering every providence. Rule with an iron rod, totalitarian dominance. Bend the knee or else suffer the consequence. Spit fire like a dungeon dragon. Stay hungry like I came out of land with a famine. Set my own trends. Never jump on no bandwagons like you corny motherfuckers sporting female fashion. You know, talent having, swagger jacking, lacking passion. Need your ass kicked, ass backwards dabbing. Half-ass rapping, full-fledged faggots. I'm feeding you the maggots after autographing your casket. Sick of you bitches. None of y'all can fuck with the captain. Verbal assassin, toe tagging all of you bastards. Close caption. Or that, this, or that. Get with this, or that, this, or that. You could get with come, yo. Here they come, 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 come, this, or that, this, or that, this, or that, this, or that. Engine, number 9 on the York transit line. If my train goes off the track, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Back on the scene, crispy and clean. You can try it if you want.
So special.
This shit is endless. What I speak is the truth. I don't care if it's offensive. 12 rounds hit hard, and this shit gon' go the distance. Way to exit cool, but wait till you see the interest. Know that we them niggas when we walk inside the entrance. Put me as the GOAT, you should be honored to get a mention. All my clips is standard, but I still get extensions. Switch on the big 30, sound like when it's spitting. Album so hot, I had to give them an extension. One West till they bury me. Yeah, that's the commitment. Don't trust the soul, niggas purring or they hissing. And when there's so much, they think I put the fix in. Get the game to go my way, they gon' thinkin' that I rigged it. If I say it in my raps, I would do it or I lived it. What you say in your raps is entertainment, you just kidding. Hard times, I got tired of being broke, so I fixed it. This pole get the job done. Nigga, this is stick shit. What I speak is the truth, I don't care if it's offensive. The life that I chose, no turning back, we in this. They don't understand till we tell them no forgiveness. Rain on them 40 days, 40 nights, shit is endless. What I speak is the truth, I don't care if it's offensive. This the life that we chose, no turning back, we in this. They don't understand when we tell them no forgiveness. Rain on them 40 days, 40 nights, this shit is endless. I believe in reincarnation, so you know this endless. I'm solidified and stamped, that's why I walk with a signet. Build it from the ground up, did it all independent. Don't put your head in my business, to the wall I'm appended. They say I walk around like I'm perfect, bitch, I'm sinless, blameless. And if you ain't the same, I'm against it. Was born with the shit, the other half, I'm just gifted. 20 on me, wish a nigga would so I could spend it. Start from the branch, then I ain't at the soil. You got a pair on me, that'll leave your family tree spoil you. Can't catch you, then I get your man, make him lure you. The only comp is me, and I'm trying to be cordial. I feel like I'm royal, you interchange with the mind. I love a 10 with a sexy walk, but I take a switch with a 9. Gear up and go crazy when they tell me it's time. Empty the whole clip to the last shot like the game. What I speak is the truth, I don't care if it's offensive. The life that I chose, no turning back, we in this. They don't understand till we tell them no forgiveness. Rain on them 40 days, 40 nights, shit is endless. What I speak is the truth, I don't care if it's offensive. This the life that we chose, no turning back, we in this. They don't understand when we tell them no forgiveness. Rain on them 40 days, 40 nights, this shit is endless. Yeah, I hear these niggas when they talking, let them gossip. Protocol, never catch me slipping, tell them watching. Tunnel vision, move on my way, I try to stop this. All black, 0 dark, 30 when we lock in. Yeah, I hear them niggas when they talking, let them gossip. Protocol, never catch me slipping, tell them watch him. Tunnel vision, move on my way, I try to stop this. All black, 0 dark, 30 when we lock in. I don't know what these niggas heard, boy, this my shit. Funeral home look like a gathering for the gothic. Outside of your crib like we held somebody hostage. Box shit, aiming at your noodle with a chopstick. She love me, but she say she hate the way I make her toxic. Double up on everything I do cause I'm a prophet. Picture me coming to you for help, boy, that's nonsense. It's just me and my niggas, everybody know we got this. Watch your tone, you bass, I got something make you high pitch. Thinking he got faith till he run into a scholar. You a goon, he a goblin, tell him I'm a monster. Niggas forget to go, all I care about is honor. If I say I'm not 2 or not 3, use your logic. Handicap match, get some help and then combine it. He think he big, treat his head just like an ostrich. So many hands and feet like he jumped inside a mosh pit. Yeah, I hear these niggas when they talking, let them gossip. Protocol, never catch me slipping, tell them watch him. Tunnel vision, move on my way, I try to stop this. All black, 0 dark, 30 when we lock in. Yeah, I hear these niggas when they talking, let them gossip. Protocol, never catch me slipping, tell them watch him. Tunnel vision, move on my way, I try to stop this. All black, 0
gotta tell them till it lock, and these niggas plot, and they wanna stop them, they mock, and they tryna block. Gon' be lead them niggas in the box, then I leave them rot, and it's time to clock. And you hide, then I take your spot, then I guarantee I make it top 10. Ain't no one beside me. E, thinking it's a tie, leave his stomach in a knot. See a German man think he hot too, give his top 3. And Frank in the booth, niggas can't spot me. I leave Earth coming back down, going Mach 3. See the sound couldn't catch up, I'm like lightning. I'm there, then I'm gone, leave him scared, so frightening. Up there, then we swarm, ain't there when we fight. Team, me and my team stick together like we Siamese. She ain't mind speed, tell her go shit, she might leave. Yeah, one West see a hoe, shit, he might leave. Not a rapper, then again, shit, I might be. Nigga know it's live.
Yeah, I hear these niggas when they talking, let them gossip. Protocol, never catch me slipping, tell them watch him. Tunnel vision, move on my way, I try to stop this. All black, 0 dark, 30 when we lock in. Yeah, I hear these niggas when they talking, let them gossip. Protocol, never catch me slipping, tell them watch him. Tunnel vision, move on my way, I try to stop this. All black, 0 dark, 30 when we lock in.
Clap it up, clap it up. The water for everybody joining us. This is Officer Abraham of the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street, under Commanding General Yohana, the true and rightful leader of Israel, all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand, we teach that all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the lost 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into it tonight. Got a couple of topics to bring out. Before we get to that, though, any questions in the room, any questions online, type them in. This is the scripture breakdown class. This is the Thursday night scripture breakdown class where you can bring your biblical questions to the table, to the class, and get them answered biblically according to the scriptures. You understand? Not according to someone's opinion, not according to some some pastor or imam, some school of thought, or what he came up with under his own assumption, but according to the scriptures, man. Anybody have any questions, raise your hand, or I'll ask a question. I guess, you know what I'm saying? We all always start off with saying any questions in the room. No one ever has a question. And you know what I'm saying? N.W.O everybody must know everything, every breakdown about the scriptures. You understand? And if that was the case, you know what I'm saying, Christ might as well come back. Because we all arrived. We all have arrived. You understand? But I know that's not the case. I know it's some question burning, you know, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the ones that's watching online. Feel free to type in your question. You understand? We're definitely here to answer all questions. The answers that the Christian pastor would not give you, you can get it here in the class. You understand? Right now is the time to bring your questions to the class, not in the comment section, not, commenting on videos that you see us post online. And then when it's time to, speak up and question the priests and prophets of the Lord, your keyboard warriors, they run away, they cower. You understand? They don't want to say anything when it's a proper time and a place for everything under the sun. You understand? N.W.O, while we wait for the questions, go to Zephaniah 2:1 real quick. We're gonna pull Zephaniah 2:1. We're gonna read that here, and to start off the class, General Hazayan, he normally pulls this scripture at the beginning of his classes a lot, because this needs to be drilled into blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians' heads that, you know what I'm saying, we should be joining together. We should be, you understand, coming together as a nation, not warring and fighting against one another, actually turning that anger and that aggression towards the ones that's attacking us. You understand? The ones that's causing us harm. The ones that's that's shipping us, like cattle up to somewhere in where was it, Havishai, New York, or somewhere, to be slaves. Hoboken or somewhere up there in New York to be slaves. You know what I'm saying? Shipping our Hispanic brothers and sisters, making them think that they're going to go up there and have a better life, when really, you know what I'm saying, the government coming down on them just like they coming down on us on the border, treating them like illegal aliens, shipping them right back to hell. You understand? To the hell that they come from trying to escape. You understand? Trying to make their lives better. And the so-called, that same devil that's convincing them that, hey, we can put you on this plane and give you a better life. That same devil, when they landing, he's swooping down going, well, nah, that was a lie. This is actually, illegal to do. So we're going to have to put you on the plane and send you back to where you come from. Or you understand, they lying and just, taking them to those concentration camps on the border. You understand? America is the number one, what you call it? Illegal person snatcher or what you call that, sex trafficker, man. You understand? They trafficking us off the border. You got all kind of horrendous stories about what's going on the border. You understand? And it's all due to one common enemy, man. You know what I'm saying? That same common enemy is causing us blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians under the guise of Christianity to think that our sisters can be, warrior kings and coming out with movies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they shaving their heads on the side, getting mohawks. You understand? Picking up swords because they found out some regiment back, thousands of years ago, it was 200 women dyke soldiers in Africa, which all they women rough and tough, and you know what I'm saying, their skin feel like Brillo paper, you know what I'm saying, Brillo pads anyway. They probably, you know what I'm saying, it ain't like Israel. It ain't like our sisters, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, that empowerment of a woman to lead her to think that she's some kind of African warrior princess is one kind of wicked deception, man. You understand? Because now, you want to add to the attitude of a black woman that will stand up against a man and try to fight a man. You definitely gonna have that with this movie now. You know what I'm saying? This movie gonna come out and every sister is gonna think she can rise up against her man and do that little point in the head and slap him and do all kind of craziness to him. And when he knock her upside the dome and bring her back to reality that she's a woman, what she gonna do next? Get out of war.
Dial 911.
Dial 911, please. Somebody call 911. Help. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna be out. What's the lady name that's starring in the movie?
It's Viola Davis.
Viola Davis. She all the Viola gonna drop right out of her then when that man go upside her head. You understand? Women always think they rough and tough until they get the 5-finger special. Boop, right up the side of that eye. You understand? And it ain't no game no more. You know what I'm saying? So read that for us, because I like it.
Come comes the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired.
Man, we got to come together, man. You know what I'm saying? Brothers and sisters alike. We got to come together and squash these petty differences that we have amongst one another, because as soon as we can squash these petty little small little arguments that we have between one another, that's the time we can get to loving one another, and people will change the way they react towards blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because they'll see, well, these brothers and sisters don't fight against each other anymore. You know what I'm saying? They're joining themselves together. They don't have the same type of division that they had before. It used to be a time where black women couldn't get along with black men. Black men couldn't get along with black women. They didn't get along with their children. Their children rebelled against them. But now, the tide has changed, and now, you know what I'm saying, we need to treat them differently. Go to Romans 16 and 17. Again, if you have any questions, please type it in the chat please raise your hand because now's the time. You know what I'm saying? Now's the time to get your question answered. And I wish the ones, you know what I'm saying, N.W.O that have all the contention against the UPK was listening to the class right now, because you know what I'm saying, the main ones that come against us out on these street corners is the main ones that never ever come to class.
Right.
Never show their face in none of the classes, none of the classrooms that, you know, 2 hours long, you know what I'm saying, long enough for you to thoroughly get your question broken down, thoroughly get the answer that you seek. You understand? They never come into class. And I always wondered why they never come into class. And it's because a lot of our brothers and sisters just really want to cause contention. They really don't want to learn anything because, you know, Salakia for my language, a nigga think he knows everything. A nigga think he knows everything and don't know nothing. You understand? I had to that demon I had to put aside when I came into the school. Okay, out of war, I thought I knew everything. I thought I thought I was the smartest nigga on the planet. You understand? Knew everything about all the animals. You know what I'm saying? All scientific, you know, equations. I thought I knew. You understand? But coming into the school, I found out I really was just taught a bunch of nonsense. You know what I'm saying? So read that for us.
Comes the book of Romans, chapter 16 and verse 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine.
You gotta mark those ones. You gotta keep every Christian pastor, every imam, all these fake Israelite groups. You gotta keep them in your mind, man. You gotta keep it fresh. You gotta keep fresh what happened to George Morgan, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep it fresh. What you know, GMS and Codex and saying you can rape little girls. You got to keep those. You got to keep those things fresh. You got to mark them that cause divisions, man. Read it from the top again.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 16, verse 17. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned.
Contrary to the doctrine that we all have learned. Every so-called student in this school learns that every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian is part of the lost 12 tribes of Israel. And according to your bloodline, you can identify with each specific tribe. You understand? According to who your father was. You understand? And your bloodline. So, you know, we have some students in here that's from the tribe of Levi, some students in here from the tribe of Simeon, all 12 tribes coming together. You understand? Judah as well. And who says it's not important to know where you come from? Who your tribe? You just identify you just an Israelite and that's it. Hell no, man. I want to know my lineage. I just don't want to know that I'm just some dark person that's you know, the lost 12 tribes. Somewhere in there is me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, bloodline is very important. You understand? If you don't know your bloodline, then you might as well be a mutt. Yeah, even in the animal kingdom, you understand? Dogs have paperwork to show who they father was, who their mother was. And without that paperwork, you just a bastard child. You understand? Everybody knows this. I ain't gonna mean to pick on my own dog, but I know I got a dog. Everybody knows Ezekiel. He's a good, pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? He's a pretty dog. But who is Ezekiel's father? What paperwork does Ezekiel's father have? His father's father. I don't have it. So if I try to take Ezekiel to the national dog show and tell, you know, the N.W.O place and try to show him off, and they would laugh at me because the dog has no lineage. You understand? And anyone that doesn't want to know their lineage or thinks their lineage is non-important is hating themselves. You understand? All these other nations, they have a history and a background of where they come from. You know what I'm saying? They have a, they have a long line of even the heathen. Look at the so-called queen that just passed away or whatever. You could probably go back to all the kings and kings before her that back up her lineage all the way down the line to show she was in line for the throne and show that she was the rightful ruler of Great Britain or England or whatever the time that she ruled. And she had a lineage. You understand? It was very important, or she wouldn't have gotten the office of being the queen of England that she gotten. You understand? So now, when it comes to blacks and Hispanics, we should just worry about that we in the 12 tribes? Nah. We should definitely know who we are. You understand? And this scripture says it verbatim, man. You should mark those. Meaning you should mark them and keep them in your mind. The ones that cause divisions contrary to what we've been taught. Everyone knows you cannot rape little girls. Right. Everyone knows that Africans are not a part of the 12 tribes of Israel. Right. You understand? Why does everybody know that? Because the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commander General Yohana and the 7 heads before him. You understand? That's why. And there's a lineage there. I just said a lineage again. You understand? That lineage is very important. You understand? It's important to know how this information got passed down. You understand? So now we should keep them in our minds that mark that cause divisions within this whole thing we call the Israelite movement. You understand? There should be only one. It's only one group that the Lord works with, and you can see all the other groups how they have no division, how they have no unity, how they they can't even in the unity camp they don't even have unity. You understand? They can't even join under one banner that say the same thing. You understand? So keep going.
Mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them.
And what?
Avoid them.
Nah, get with them.
Avoid them.
Nah, you gotta show unity to them.
Avoid them.
And you gotta ignore them. You know what I'm saying? That's why we in the ISUPK, we always say we not affiliated with no other Hebrew Israelite group. We just doing what the Bible says, man. We just avoiding those ones that's causing divisions contrary to what we've learned. You understand? Go to 2 Corinthians 11:3.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I feared lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety. So your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Christ.
Hey, look here. This scripture is just basically explaining how Eve was deceived into being contrary to her man. Hey, don't be deceived in that same way with the simplicity of Christ. You understand? Go ahead.
Got a comment from I don't know if you went ahead or not.
Oh Lord, go ahead.
So to Tape, or from Tape, this he says, I don't know if it's a he or she, says this group has no truth if they keep using English translations of their ancestors' language. Go learn your ancestors' language.
Hey, let me Tape. Ask Tape. Barakatah Yahweh Yahushua. What the hell did I just say? Tape. You understand? We definitely learn our ancestors' language, man. We're in captivity right now, and in captivity, our captors, his language is English. You understand? And in 1611, King James of Scots knew that this was going to be the language of the oppressor. the Lord was with him, even though he wasn't in the truth. You know what I'm saying? The Lord used him to translate the Hebrew and the Greek into English. And if Tape did a little studying, they would understand that even though we're speaking in English, this English translation is exactly from the Hebrew and the Greek text that you find in the Dead Sea Scrolls, which compiled together is the Bible. You understand? And also too, all the separate scrolls that were found all over, Asia Minor. You understand that they match exactly to the letter, to the T of those scrolls. So you understand, we definitely can use a translation. And you were right by saying a translation, tape, you cut yourself. You know what I'm saying? You cut yourself, because that's exactly what it was. It was translated, meaning the same words that was written in Hebrew are the same words that was translated into English, man. And that's why I went over the scripture in Romans that you have to mark those that cause divisions that's contrary against what we've been taught. You understand? Now, if Tape had any wisdom at all, you would definitely be in the class Tape in your city. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you at. This is the North Carolina school in Charlotte, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? You're more than welcome to come down 1539 North Ridge Avenue in Kannapolis, North Carolina, like every student does that, questions this truth. And you can definitely ask all the questions that you need to ask, you know what I'm saying, instead of causing divisions. So now, go back to 2 Corinthians 11:3. We're going to start over with that.
Comes the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I feared, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Christ.
So now, we're not here to attack our sisters, man. We love our sisters. What this scripture is bringing out is that through subtleties was Eve deceived. You understand? The subtlety of being tempted with power that she shouldn't have had. You understand? Being tempted to matter of fact, let's go to it, man. Let's go to it real quick, and let's see how the so-called serpent, a man that was around her that shouldn't have been trusted, we'll see how he deceived Eve. Real simple. And it doesn't mean that Salakia sisters are not smart. What it means is that, the you ever heard the saying, anyone can be bought for a certain price? You know what I'm saying? And Eve had a price. Go ahead. You got it?
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which the Most High Power had made.
Now, these beasts of the field, that's a whole nother topic to break down. But these beasts are not the animals. It's not the lions and the tigers and the bears. You know what I'm saying? Animals don't have the capability to be subtle. You know what I'm saying? That is a human characteristic that only a human can possess. Animal is instinct. You know what I'm saying? The animals run off the instinct. They don't run off of being subtle. Okay? But this person was more subtle than any other of the people that was around Eve. You understand? That was around in her area where she lived, right? Go ahead.
And he said unto the woman, yea, hath the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
He said, yeah, hey, didn't the Most High say you can't eat of every tree of the garden? He came to her subtle as he asking a question. He came to her like he needed to be educated. Yeah. And it's something about coming to a person with a question versus with the statement that you grab their attention. That's just like we prophets of the Most High here. If you come to us with a question, we'll just say, yeah, you know, brother, we'll help you out. We'll give you the answer. You understand? We don't automatically take you for a threat. We'll take you for a person that wants to learn. And that's how the serpent came to Eve, as a person, appeared to her as a person that wanted to learn something, wanted to find out some information. Say, hey, the Most High said you can eat of all the trees of the garden, right? Go ahead.
Verse 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden. Verse 3. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High have said, ye shall not eat of it.
See, she answered his question. He said, hey, the Most High said you can't eat of the trees of the garden. And she said, no, we can eat of the trees, but we just can't eat of that tree. Basically correcting him to say, no, you got it mixed up. You got it mixed up. We can eat it. We you know what I'm saying? We can eat these trees, but we just can't eat that one. So now she answered his question, gave him the answer to the question that he asked. Go ahead.
Ye shall not eat of it. So like, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High have said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. Verse 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die.
Now, here it is. The serpent come out a little bit. He say, you gonna die? Nah, you ain't gonna die if you eat of that tree. So go ahead.
Verse 5. For the Most High doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open. He
said, the Most High know that when you eat of this tree, you gonna, hey man, your eyes gonna be open. You gonna know it all. You gonna, hey, look, you all the secrets. You gonna know all the secrets then. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said first. Go ahead.
And ye shall be as God.
And ye shall what?
Be as God.
And ye shall what?
Be as God.
That was the tempt. That was the temptation that Eve could not resist. You understand? You know, basically he appealed to her to the part of her that always followed orders, but was curious about ever deviating the order. You understand? Ever that part in a person that follows. If you have a person that's following you, and that's you know, even if a business owner, if you have employees that's under you, you have a job where it's people up under you, and you always telling them what to do, it's something in them that says, well, what if I do it my own way? It's always something in them that I don't know how to word it, whatever that is, whatever the thing is that contradicts order and following directions and following instructions. That's what Eve was tempted with. Because why? She always followed orders. She followed the orders of her husband Adam, and that's all she did. She didn't deviate from those orders. She didn't question those orders. If he said gather the dirt, she gathered the dirt. If he said water this part over here, she watered that part over there. If he said bring me this animal, she brought me that, and she brought that animal. She followed orders, and there was something in her that said, what if I don't follow this order? It was always there. What the serpent did was he tapped into what she had always wondered. Hey, what if you know, if the Lord said that you shouldn't eat of that tree, it ain't because this tree is harming to you. It's because this tree is going to give you powers like him. You understand? And with the woman being the weaker vessel, a woman has been fighting for years to be on the same level as a man because there's certain things a woman can't do. So a woman will fashion herself to do the things that she cannot do to prove that she can. It's competition, man. A woman is very, very, very competitive. You understand? You tell her she can't, lift 1,000 pounds. She'll take creatine and inject herself with steroids, and she'll be like, she'll be, ah! You understand? She'll have back muscles bigger than, yours, N.W.O, because she's very competitive. And that part in her to overachieve is her downfall. You understand? When that serpent came and said, you're gonna be like a god, and what does Egyptology teach a woman? Is she's God. That woman carried that baby for 9 months. She produced life. Alhamdulillah. You know what I'm saying? She's the sun and the moon and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like so much and so to the earth forgets that a baby is already swimming in a man before it's implanted in that woman. Those sperm cells come out swimming. They come out alive. You understand? The egg does not. If you ask a woman right now that knows very little about anatomy, she will say that the egg that drops down from her fallopian tubes is alive. She'll say the egg is alive. No. The egg is not alive. The seed makes the egg. Once it's joined together, that seed joins in that egg and attaches itself to that egg wall and then becomes a living soul. You understand? Then becomes alive. However, until if that egg never gets fertilized, there's a such thing that a woman has called a cycle, a monthly, and that egg is excreted after its expiration date. Barakatahi Hawaii Shai, because he made that happen. You understand? If that egg is not fertilized, then that egg is passed through that woman's system in the form of a monthly cycle. You understand? And when that egg is fertilized by the man planting the seed into that woman through sex, or now the so-called white man got in vitro fertilization, all kind of other ways to get that sperm to interact with that egg. Now we're talking about the natural form that a baby is born is sex, brothers and sisters. Women out there that want to be warrior kings. You understand? you can't have a baby without a man. You understand? Whether directly or indirectly. You understand? Whether he plants it naturally or whether it's taken from them and implanted, you cannot have a baby without sperm. That sperm is alive first. So now biology 101. When Eve was tempted with that power, she took that temptation and she failed her man. She went against her man. And when she should have marked the ones that was causing division, that that was teaching something against, contrary to what she learned. You know what I'm saying? She learned to obey her man because that's what the Lord, imparted in her through Adam, is to obey your husband. But she was tempted tempted subtly. You understand? Subtly. And that's how, just like a Christian pastor, that's why you got our sisters saying today, well, we would accept what the UPK say, but it's how you say it. You say it so rough. If you this and this is what the truth about it, N.W.O, is no matter how you say it, they won't take it, brother. A woman telling you is how you saying it just really means she's not going to listen to you either way. It don't matter how you say it. You understand? Because if it mattered about what you said versus how you said it, then it's so silly to take that stance. Because if you're about to walk off a cliff, do you want somebody to say, "Hey, there's a cliff there"? Yeah, excuse me, there's a cliff over there. You will walk you walk off the cliff. And as you're falling down the cliff, you say, "What do you tell me?" That would be the brothers and sisters beside you saying, "Hey, man, why you didn't speak up? Tell them there was a cliff right there." I did say it was a cliff right there. So it really doesn't matter how you say something. It's what you're saying. What you're saying is so against, what the norm here is in America, that it's hard for the truth to be accepted. The truth hurts, man, and that's what we're here we're here to pull the Band-Aid off. We're here to rip that Band-Aid off and wake you up out of the sleep that you're in, that's been caused by the Christian pastor and your Muslim imam and all the spiritual leaders that you have, that's been misleading you and misguiding you with that subtlety. That yes, let's pray privately. Jesus. While he's slipping his hand up under your dress, and before you know it, you in a predicament you never thought you'd ever be in. You understand? That's what we're here to dispel, and that's why the classrooms are set up the way they are. That's why there's no dim lighting in here. Ain't no soft music playing. This is a classroom where you learn the truth about the Bible, learn the truth about the scriptures, and no subtlety going on, and no secrets going on in here. You understand? So now go back to 2 Corinthians for me.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11, and verse 3. But I feared, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your mind should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Christ. Meaning these words are so simple to understand that what people do is they take these words and they think they're for everybody. They're so simple to understand that they get confused to think that because it's so simple to them that it's just everybody can understand it. So that means that the Lord is not only dealing with one person, he's dealing with this group over here and this group over there and that group over there, which he's really not. He's only dealing with one body. You understand? There's one body, one faith, one baptism. Go to Galatians 1:6. This is the book of Galatians, chapter 1, verse 6. I marvel that ye are so soon removed from him that called you into the grace of Christ unto another gospel.
Right. We so quickly removed from the one that called us into good graces with the Most High. You understand? When I came into the truth, just like so many other brothers that come into the truth, we start to learn what's right and what's wrong. And we should not be so easily removed from that truth to go join somebody else, to go follow after another doctrine, some other group, some other organization that say you can now you can start to teach Africans. Now Africans can be saved, and the so-called heathens can be saved. The white man, the so-called oppressor can be saved. The truth and God is for everybody. He loves everybody. Nah, that ain't. We should not be so easily removed from that, man. You understand? And getting back onto the topic of what's going on in the world today. You still got the war in Ukraine. You still got that sister, that basketball player that's locked up. Now her family is like petitioning Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe. They going to all kind of links and trying to get this sister released. You know what I'm saying? From the clutches of Good night. She over there in Russian jail. This ain't federal prison. This ain't three hots in the cot. I want to hear the stories, man. I want to hear the stories of. I bet you right now, she understands that she's a woman. No matter how many times she done wrapped that chest up and tried to hold down them tick old bitties, I bet you she is realizing now that she is a woman all the way. Because in jail, they put you with the women. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that I don't know how Russian jail is. Russian jail, man, you get locked up overseas and ain't no telling what's going on with you over there. And they say she locked up for smuggling drugs. What drug? The same drugs niggas get locked up with. It's just like a nigga, man. Weed. Weed all, man. Hey, go to Zechariah 1 and 15. Zechariah 1 and 15. What's her name? BJ BJ or something? Brittany Griner. BG. They call her BG, don't they? I thought they was calling her BG, but anyway, Brittany Griner, man, she's still locked up. They trying to petition, the Russian. They trying to tell Putin to let her go. She ain't mean to bring drugs into Russian airspace. But Putin ain't trying to hear none of that. Putin, matter of fact, Putin is trying to negotiate known terrorists to be released in exchange for Brittany Griner's release, man. Not sports, not Russian sports. Well, it's a sports guy that was posing as some kind of sports authority here in America, but he was Russian, and he was like a Russian spy. Like, he was spying and had something to do with sports at the same time. They trying to negotiate to let him go, and of course, the U.S. is like, yo, he's a known spy. We can't let a known criminal go. That's like this woman was really there playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like she was playing basketball and completing covert operations on the side. She really was bouncing a basketball. You know what I'm saying? But hey, look at the Russian government don't give a damn about that. They want they prisoner release because that's the way the deal gonna go down. You understand? Read Zechariah 1 and 15.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 1, verse 15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. For I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction.
The Lord is saying he displeased with the heathen. At first he was a little upset. But now that the heathen is forwarding our affliction, you understand? Forwarding the captivity that we're in, causing more pain, more killing, more destruction amongst blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Now the Lord is upset, man. The Lord is saying he was a little displeased, but now he majorly upset because that heathen is forwarding our affliction. So you understand, they was talking about on Sports Center that not only does she have being a woman against her, but she has being a black woman against her. You know what I'm saying? And they even know that being a black woman here in this earth is not desired. You understand? It's not going to be in her favor for her to get released because she's a black woman. You understand? And she's in jail for the common thing that black people go to jail for is drugs. You understand? They trying to hold her, man. They I think they sentenced her to 9 years. 9 years for some CBD oil. for all right. You want to get high off some oil while you're here? We're gonna give you 9 years. We're gonna treat it like you committed a bank robbery. You know what I'm saying? Give you 9 years in a Russian prison. I wonder what Russian prison look like, N.W.O. You looking up for me real quick? What do they got pictures of it? I bet you it's dirt floors and it ain't she probably would be happy if she was in an 8x8 cell getting that goop they serve, prisoners every day. And gourmet goulash that they serve, that soup, that mashed up mystery meat that they serve those prisoners in jail right now. I bet you she wishes she was in America, but she not. You know what I'm saying? And all because she was bag chasing, making a covenant with those heathens to make more money than she was making over here in America. $200,000 is the average pay for a woman NBA basketball player. $200,000. $200,000. I tell you what I could do with $200,000. Give me $100,000. You understand? I get $100,000 to the school, and I live off the other 100 lavishly. You understand? Will be great. Take care of all my family on $100,000. Trying to tell me that's just to me after you want to make over a certain amount of money, it's just greed to me. It's just greedy because you got some families here in America that's barely making it. That's making it off of $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year, and they got a car, a couple kids. You understand? And they making it work. They doing it. And this woman is making $200,000 and wanting more and dissatisfied because she can go over to Russia and make $1 million and had done it before. Won a championship with the Russian team like a couple of years before. So she's been going over to Russia for quite some time. And none of that is playing a part in her release. They're not saying, well, hey, Judge, this is Brittany Griner here. This is our illustrious queen, Queen Bee, and the sister with all the that helped us win some national championship in basketball. All her accolades is not even playing a part when it comes to her release. They're treating her like she's a stone cold criminal with no history with the country at all when she's been traveling back and forth to Russia every year, probably for the last, 5 or 6 years. You understand? Ugh. That's Russian prison. Cold. Look that one when your pointer's on.
K.O.
Where the pointer's on right there?
The
pointer.
The pointer.
Yeah,
right.
the mouse. Yeah, blow that picture up right there. Yes, sir. They look here. They cover them up. Nah, you ain't trying not to. Ain't nobody got no hairdos over here. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no painting no nails. No, you is in a green trench coat and some burlap pants and boots. That's what oh boy, it looks so drab. That's Russian prison for you right there. Cold, dismal, drab, and so black and white. Oh man. Yeah, buddy. Yes, sir. Back it on up. Show me something else, K.O. Look at that. Blow that up. Yeah, Con. Yes, sir, boy. She is looking sad. Look like they gonna say one more thing and she gonna bust out crying. And she looked like a woman there, don't she? When you see her playing basketball, she looked like a straight up man. Now, like I said, she finding out that she's a woman. They retraining that mind every day to say you's a woman. They look like they're making her carry a purse too. Look, back it up to the other one where the other one beside. Look, all of them carrying bags. They carrying their bag. They're making them carry purses. Look, you're gonna carry this purse. You're gonna be a woman today. We're gonna make you be a woman today. If you ain't, you gonna be nothing else. You're gonna wear wear the hijab. You're gonna put that head covering over. You're gonna be humble. Ain't no power over here. You understand? I don't know what you was doing over there in America where you had the whole head of household. You understand? None of that over here. This is Russia. This is Russia. You understand? And you will be a woman over here. How you like that? How you like that? You wanna try to pretend like, you know what I'm saying, you not the weaker vessel, that soft dainty thing that the Lord made, and he'll bring you right back to where you started from. I'm pretty sure when she was growing up, her mother and her father didn't her mother and her father didn't dress her up like a tatted up basketball player. I'm pretty sure they didn't. You understand? The water for that chaotic war. I'm pretty sure that they didn't dress her up like a Duncan basketball star and gotta wear that whole sleeve like she wearing. I'm pretty sure that they didn't. I'm sure she was little Brittany. Look at that. They named her a female name. She was little Brittany, and she loved to play basketball. That's all. She's little Brittany. Hey, little Brittany, how you doing, little Brit? You understand? Now she grew up in America where you can be all you can be. You know what I'm saying? She thought she can be a whole man over here in America. And guess what? Now she being taught all the basics all over again. This is what you do. You cover your head as a woman. You put this trench coat on that's like a dress, and you put these pants on, and here this purse. Carry that purse. Like I said, swing it back and forth like you enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? It's not funny. It is not. It's not. Salakia is not funny. However, go ahead.
So like a sister got a comment regarding Brittany Griner. The sister says that she had a medical weed card.
She had a medical weed card. That ain't valid in Russia.
Right.
Hey, guess what? So, the water for that, sis. The water for that information. But in Russia, in Russia, there is no medical weed condition. There is no medical sickness in Russia that requires weed, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? See, in America, you can be anything you want to be. This is a place of lies and deception, man, which should make blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians want to separate from this place so bad, because you go anywhere else and it's like living in a fantasy world. Like, you should be upset to be living here with getting fed all this, these lies. Then when you go anywhere else, it's like, no, you can't. It's now over here in America, Salakia, you can say, well, I know I got this beard and I know it's down my face, but you know what? I feel like a woman inside. And you can put on a t-shirt and you can sag your jeans below your behind chaotic war, and you can put on a pair of Jordans and you can still dress like a man. But when you get up to the counter to pay for your water, if they don't say Mrs., you can sue them and say, look, I identify as a woman. Look at my ID. Well, your ID, you have a man's name. I don't care. I I got a man's outfit on, I got a beard, and I got man's hands and man's knuckles and this big old Adam's apple right here. But I'm Mrs. I'm going into this woman's bathroom and I'm going to sit down. And they will have to acknowledge you and say Mrs. Such and Such and call you by that name, or you can sue them and for a hate crime. You can sue them for a hate crime, N.W.O, and win in America. However, Russia don't play them games. Russia does not play them games. So you can go, you here in America, you can say, oh, you know what? My back hurts chronically. Chronically, my back is hurting. So can I get some chronic to chronically, my back is hurting. So I believe chronic will cure my situation. And the doctor says, you know what? I think you're right. Let's get a medical weed card here available for you. You can go to any one of our dispensaries and dispense yourself as much chronic as you would like. You understand? You can do that all day in America. However, once you step in international trade, international territory, and you get off a Russian plane and say, oh, wait a minute. I know you found, CBD oil, but here, right here, you peel it open and you snatch it out of there. You snatch it out of your wallet and you say, here's my medical weed card. There you go. And they look at it and say, and they grab the cuffs that's, that's so worldwide, famous. Cuffs are universal. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you go, the cuffs, the steel rings, hey, they universal. And they speak some kind of Russian, Huftakin, Koftakin, and they put you in jail and sentence you to 9 years. I wonder if 9 is the same in Russian as it is in English. You know how some numbers sound the same? Man. I bet you that 9 was heard in any language it was said in. She knew what 9 meant. And no, medical weed card does not work in Russia. So you can't claim to be whatever you want to be anywhere else but America. And America is so full of lies and man, come on. Go to Habakkuk 2:12. You understand? This place, man, this place deserves the punishment that it has come into it, because you have races of people that are convinced that they can do anything. They can be anyone, anything that they can, think of in their head, they could do. You understand? They can marry their horse if they really feel in love. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you can look it up. You can look up men marrying their cars because they feel some kind of physical love attraction to a vehicle. And they marry the vehicle, get papers and everything. America says, well, yep, that's love right there. You wash it every week and every day. Oh, you wax it every day. Oh, well, that's got to be love. And don't have no dirt on the floor. Oh, that's love. Here you go. Here you go right here. There's your marriage license. I now pronounce thee husband and wife. You know what I'm saying? You are now Mr. and Mrs. Chevrolet. Go ahead, K.W.O.
Come across the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
Woe to what?
To him that buildeth a town with blood.
Woe to him, meaning destruction to that person that buildeth a town with blood. And in America, you have hundreds and thousands of towns that were built off the blood, backs, and sweat and death of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. So destruction has to come to this place. You understand? Keep going.
And establisheth a city by iniquity.
And the iniquity was having blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in captivity. You understand? We already were in bad favor with the Lord. And so our oppressor seen us in our bad way with the Lord, with our power, and said, now's the time to attack them. Now is the time to gain from their captivity, gain from their riches, gain from their resources. And they came in and clipped us up and put us on slave ships. And now in 2022, you have a whole nation of people that don't even acknowledge that they are God's chosen people. Go to Isaiah 1:3. You understand? Clearly because of the state that we found ourselves in, and the way the oppressor found us, and that so-called queen had a lot to do with it. I mean, that queen oppressed many of our lands. You understand? Under that British flag. You understand? Colonized damn near half the world. So go ahead and read that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3.
Uh-huh.
The ox knoweth his owner.
The ox knoweth his owner. Go ahead.
And the ass his master's crib.
And a dumb animal like a jackass, that donkey, that one that make that noise, he know his master crib. You take a donkey all the way across town, around about, lead them all, guide them, and take that thing off his back and slap him on the tail, he runs straight back to his master's home. That's where he going. When on those westerns, when they take that saddle off and they slap the horse on the rear end and the horse take off running, that horse just don't take off running to the wilderness. That horse like, all right, that's my signal. I'm going home. You understand? Keep going.
But Israel.
But who?
Israel.
But blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead.
Doth not know.
Uh-huh.
My people doth not consider.
Meaning Israel does not know where their home is, who their master is. They don't even consider, we don't even consider ourselves as God's chosen people. You talk to any black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and you say, hey, black people are the real Jews. And they say, what? That's not true. We the heathen. We were grafted in. We were grafted in. You understand all that nonsense? When if you tell them that they the real Jews, they almost get offended. They get offended at you when the so-called oppressor, he's not the real Jew. You even look at history, and it even, you know, by the land mass, or what, if you want to go how the so-called oppressor explains it, you know, the so-called Jew couldn't have been Caucasian because the Caucasians were oppressing brown people during that time. So the real Jews had to be a different race of people than the Caucasians. The Romans were Caucasian. The Greeks were Caucasian. You understand? So even by history, they couldn't have been Caucasian people. Keep going. Go ahead.
It's like, if I could add one thing too.
Go ahead.
People that call themselves Jewish today, right? According to the Bible, the real Jews were in slavery in Egypt. Mm-hmm. So nowhere in the world can a person with pale skin be slaves in the middle of Egypt.
Right.
It's a lie.
Yeah, damn right, man. That's it's all over history. You understand? But still, yet we the ones that have no idea that this book, this special book called the Bible, man, this is a book of our freedom, our captivity, our lives, our history, our heritage. This is a book about black people.
What?
You understand? You want to connect the dots between, you know, the slave ships and where we are today, why we in this situation. It's all in this book called the Bible. This book called the Bible would tell us what happened in the beginning and why we got to the state that we're in. It connects all the dots. After you come into the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge and you learn these little the milk of the scriptures, then your eyes will be open and you'll be like, wow, man, everything makes sense now. Now I understand why we over here in America. Now I understand why the so-called oppressor thinks of us the way he does. Now I understand why we shouldn't be singing songs in the Christian church. Now I understand why the Christian church is so deceptive. Why it's so deceitful. You understand? Why all the child molestation go on in the Catholic Church? Why the Catholic Church still exists? If there's thousands and thousands of cases of child molestation going on in the Roman Catholic Church, why isn't it shut down? That should be like that. The real most wanted should be the Roman Catholic Church. That's who the real all those fathers and priests in the Roman Catholic Church molesting them choir boys. That they should be on the most wanted list, not Tukey and Nut them for drugs. You understand? They should be on down the list. You understand? Because they're not forcing anyone to take drugs. They're not, cornering anyone that ain't. Now, Salakia, don't say that Abraham is condoning, drug deals and drug sales. But the Roman Catholic Church is physically molesting little children, forcing themselves on our little children. You understand? Meanwhile, you got black people that are forced into criminal activity because of poverty. Right. Poverty that's forced on them by the same people that's molesting kids in the Roman Catholic Church. The same oppressor, the same oppressive race that has thousands of child molestation cases put out on them right to this day is the same oppressive race that, you understand, is oppressing black people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians around the country. The same oppressive race got Hispanics locked up on the border. The same oppressive race is making billions of dollars off of us being in prison, in the prison system. You understand? The same oppressive race is making billions of dollars putting our brothers on child support. The same oppressive race is the same race that's locking up brothers for weed and won't let them go while making weed legal. That same oppressive race is making billions of dollars off of us in the sports arena. You understand? Watching us dunk a basketball. Now, why isn't the world, what is it? The wide world of sports. Why aren't they beating Putin's door down, telling them to let Brittany Griner go? Because that same oppressive race runs ESPN and the wide world of sports. That's the same ones. The same ones that that owner years ago that had the black young girlfriend come in and show her all the basketball players naked and said, look at these fine black specimens. He was a basketball team owner as well. He was an old man. This happened.
Talking about Sterling.
Sterling, that's him. Sterling came through there, walked his young black girlfriend through the locker room and said, look at all these black specimens. And when she started looking too hard, he yanked her up out of there. she looked too long at one of them and he yanked her up out of there and said she couldn't go back into the locker room no more. You understand? His oppressive race is the same ones that's oppressing us, economically, the same ones that's oppressing us financially, physically, all the oppression that's even to oppress us in the Christian church. Because you still have the Christian church as the most segregated place on the planet every week. Still to this day. Even in death, the so-called black man does not get equality because we're not even buried in the same place as the oppressor. You understand? So you understand? You want to select it. Just keep going from where you was at.
Come comes the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
The ox knoweth his owner,
Mm-hmm.
and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. Verse 4, a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity.
A people that's heavy with iniquity, man. You understand? Like we are a nation that sins so much to where it's just every day. It's just every day, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't even try not to sin anymore. We don't even try to study what sin is, and we we take on these silly Christian phrases that were one day at a time, sweet Jesus, and put it in the Lord's hands, and Jesus gonna work it out. All of that, and we heavy with sin, man. Go ahead.
A seed of evildoers.
A seed of evildoers. Why? Because our parents were evildoers. You understand? Since 1969, Isupk been teaching on the street. You understand? My mama did not tell me I was an Israelite. I had to find this. I had to seek after this information. You understand? The Bible says, "You seek and ye shall find; knock and the door shall be open." I wanted to know what the truth was, and the truth came out. You understand? Go ahead.
Children that are corrupters.
Mm-hmm.
They have forsaken the Most High.
We've forsaken the Most High. We've turned our back on our power, the one that was responsible for bringing us out of the land of Egypt, out of the land of captivity under the Babylonians, the Syrians. All the captivities of all these other heathen nations that we've been under, we turn our back on them. You know what I'm saying? We say, hey, look, we Most High, we don't need you. We'll take care of ourselves. We'll do it ourselves, Lord. And guess where we're at now? You understand? In Russian jail over a marijuana card that we thought that the Russians were going to accept. You understand? We locked up on the border in cages like dogs. You understand? We 2 million in prison. We are more back in prison now and back in free labor now than there ever was in slavery. You understand? Our imprisoned brothers and sisters are responsible for I think they said over 40% of America's economy and revenue, as far as uniforms. Every uniform is made by prison. You know what I'm saying? Police uniforms, military uniforms, flak jackets, bulletproof vests, even telemarketing is being overrun now by the prison system. So you gonna make a call to AT&T and it's gonna be, hi, this is Brittany. How can I help you? And Brittany is gonna be in jail fixing your light bill. Hey, you understand? Because the amendment to abolish slavery is the 14th Amendment, which actually makes slavery legal again if you're a criminal. That's why it's a push in America to make every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian a criminal so they can be locked up and now you're a slave again. You give you a number and now you're a slave all over again. If without the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, you understand, under Commanding General Yohana, we wouldn't have a way out. Well, this will be the cycle of every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. You come through, you born into this earth laden heavy with sin, and if you don't die working yourself to death under this oppressive society, then you'll die in prison. You'll die a criminal, on the run, or in prison. That's it. Go ahead, keep going.
They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger.
And we're making the Most High angry day by day. That's why it's so imperative. This room should be packed, full of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians ready to devote their lives now to good, to righteousness. Shutting these churches down. You got churches right beside here. You understand? That's still promoting the same doctrine that's got us, in the position that we in. Keep going.
They are gone away backward.
They're what?
Gone away backward.
That's Officer Yahweh showed me this when I first came into the truth. They're gone away backwards. Keep going.
Verse 5. Why should ye be stricken anymore?
Uh-huh.
Ye will revolt more and more.
The Lord said, if he keeps striking you, we'll just revolt more and more. We're like that child that keeps getting a whooping, but the child keeps acting up. You ever seen especially with little boys? Little boys, you get that switch to them, whop, and they'll be begging for their life. Please, you killing me. That next day, they'll be doing the same thing that got them in trouble. That got them to whooping in the first place. You understand? They're going away backwards. If the Lord keeps striking us, we'll keep revolting more and more. Keep going.
The whole, you will revolt more and more.
And this is why.
The whole head is sick.
Our whole head is sick, man. We sick. You ever heard somebody say, man, you just sick. You just sick. And that's what we are. We sick in the head. And that's a nigga talking. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what this scripture said is blacks, Hispanics, we sick in the head. Because we are. You understand? We're the nation of people on the earth that has a power that's above every power in the universe, on the planet. We rebel against that power that has the authority to snuff not only the body but the soul. You understand? Snuff us out, yet and still we still rebel and sin against the Lord. We still separate and cause divisions amongst one another. We do exactly what's contrary to what we've been taught. And we don't even consider ourselves to be the Lord's chosen people. We don't even consider ourselves to be the Lord's children because we're sick in the head. Keep going.
The whole heart is and the whole heart faint.
And our whole heart faint, man. Mean weak. It mean we weak in the mind. We're weak when we have no fight in us to resist temptation, to resist the urge to want to keep sinning. Like normally once a person finds out, well, hey, I'm on drugs, I'm smoking this crack, I should get off this crack. I should leave this crack alone. I'm leaving it alone. Once an alcoholic find out that, look, you take one more drink, you may die. Your liver is failing, man. You're gonna die. You take one more drink. That should make the alcoholic go, oh man, is that bad? Oh, let me put myself in rehab. Let me get it. I ain't drinking no more. I don't want to die. However, an alcoholic will say, just like Eve, listening to that subtle voice in their head, oh, the doctor said you was gonna die if you take one more drink. Yeah, he said I can take one more. Yeah, I'm gonna die. You ain't gonna die. Just like the serpent said to Eve. Hey man, what did he know? He just been to school for 8 years, studied all the bones in the body, studied every organ in the body, know ins and outs. He just been doing surgery for 30 years. He only seen cirrhosis of the liver, maybe 45 times. But you know what? You ain't gonna die, man. You will be the one that take this next drink and not die. You know why? You invincible. Can't nobody kill you. You've been drinking for how long? 40 years you've been drinking? Remember that time in Acapulco? Yeah, let me get this one last drink. Glup, glup, glup. Hey, Salakia. Hey, my uncle died that same way. Salakia. I'm telling you a true story because I know it. The doctor literally told him, look, you take one more drink and you will die. He left the doctor and said, oh, okay, doc. You right. I'm gonna stop drinking because the next drink I take, I'm gonna die. And 2 weeks later, he was found dead in an alley. Liver failed, bottle rolled out his hand. You know what I'm saying? This, the whole bad scenario where you find a man that's drunk himself to death. You understand? And not that he wasn't warned. He was told that if you take one more drink, you're gonna die. But just like the scripture says, we're sick in the head. That's the curse of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And it's going to stay that way until we as a nation come together and realize that the power that we're trying to fight against, we can't win against this power. So you might as well just obey the power. You understand? You might as well just obey the authority that has the rule over you. You understand? You can't kick against the prick. You can't win. You understand? And these other nations, you understand, can do whatever they want to do. They can do, you know what I'm saying? They weren't given these laws, statutes, and commandments. Everybody don't have the same parent. You understand? Our parent just requires us to live a certain way. And when we don't, for our punishment, we die from these different things. Heart failure, liver failure, lung cancer. You understand? Monkeypox now. Monkeypox. Monkeypox is killing blacks. And not only that, it's only targeting the gay and lesbian, the gay community. The gay males is targeted. Monkeypox is targeting you gay males and at an alarming rate, and still no one says, well, you know what? I think that's the sign for me to stop being gay. No. They keep on sitting on the shards of glass because that's what they say it feel like. It feel like sitting on shards of glass. We're laden, we're heavy with sin, and we know that Salakia, that's the symptom. But it's not forcing, you understand, the homosexual community, the black homosexual community, to stop being homosexuals because they're like, well, I don't want to be sitting on shards of glass, so let me quit while I'm ahead. No. We sick in the head. We're welcoming the shards of glass. We're okay with it. Salakia. You understand? We this is at some point we have to, you understand, reverse these curses, and the only way we're going to do it is we're going to have to come into the truth. Got to come into the Isupk. We have to learn what's right and what's wrong, and we have to start to live the life that the Most High has ordained for us to live, and so we can stop, heaping these hot coals on ourselves. You understand? So now, take me to Take me to Proverbs 16 and 19. No, Salakia. Exodus 34 and 12 first. Exodus 34 and 12.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 34 and verse 12. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee.
It's gonna be for a snare in the midst of thee. You understand? That I wanted to bring this out a little bit earlier because you know what I'm saying, you got the sister Brittany Griner. She's in, she's under contract. She was under contract to play that, to play a sport for a heathen. And no doubt the heathen, she signed a contract. And now look what's happened. With her signing that contract with that heathen, you understand, she had to go over there and play basketball. So now she got herself in a sticky situation where now she's in prison, where that heathen is not saying, well, okay, she signed a contract with us. Hey, let us try to, let us get her out so she can fulfill the contract. Nah, that team went on. She was, heavily responsible for them winning the championship, but that did not matter. It did not matter to the oppressor, and the oppressor still put her in prison. No matter what, broke all the covenant, man. It didn't matter about that contract she had. It didn't even matter to him anymore. All he wanted to do was see her locked up. And no doubt Putin, Putin got involved in that. That was, that was Putin involved with that. That wasn't the local court system. The president got involved with that to say, hey, detain her. So now why would the president get involved in it? It's because it came out later. He's using her for political leverage to get, his people free. You see what I'm saying? See how now we form these covenants with these heathens, and they, you understand, they don't care about your life. You understand? They using our life as bargaining chips. You see what I'm saying? Got her looking like a, hey, got her going through it. I'm pretty sure that's, it's worse than any ghetto, any bad place, any bad apartment or whatever she's ever been in her life. You understand? She probably never had she probably had gourmet meals ever since she's been 16 years old. You understand? And now she's locked up in a prison and got a whole record, as far as being, and what about all the backlash she's going to receive when she comes back over here? They already know she's got caught for CBD, and that's basically the equivalent to weed. So now she can have a medical weed card, but that's a medical marijuana card. They're gonna be on top of her. They're gonna be on top of her. That card better never expire. The one day it expired, they're gonna pop the cup in her hand like, here you go. She gonna think, it expired yesterday. It expired. Well, we got to take this sample right now. We can't. So you waited till my medical card expired to give me the drug. Well, you know what it's going to test because I got a medical marijuana card. I'm not clean. Yeah. That's too bad. Sample, please. Ruin her whole career, man. You know what I'm saying? You ruin her whole career. And you think that the so-called oppressor ain't trying to save, I'm pretty sure she get her contract is more than, the average $200,000 contract. She's a star player. So she's probably got, she's getting paid more than that. That's cap room. If they could get her off the team, that's cap room right there. So I wonder if they got a clause in her contract to pay her even though she's not playing because She didn't play the whole NBA season, right? The WNBA season.
Not sure.
Yeah, it's probably a cause. If you don't play, you can't get paid. You in breach of contract, man. So, that's just, man. Read it from the top again, man.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 34, verse 12. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 13. But ye shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut down their groves.
And that's how we get free. You got to destroy these altars, meaning the place where we were told to go worship, that Christian church. You got to destroy. We got to destroy that out of our communities, man. We got to destroy that out of our minds, out of our hearts. You understand? Because that's where these heathen had defamed the scriptures. You remember back in the Old Testament where we had lost our in the Maccabees, where we had lost the temple, and the heathen made sacrifices of profane meats on the altar. You understand? We had to go tear all that down and rebuild it. We couldn't just clean it out. We had to go tear it down. And that's what has to happen to the Christian church. Has to be torn down. The Muslim mosque, it has to be eradicated out of the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian communities, because the Lord didn't tell us that's not what we were commanded to do in these scriptures. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 14. For thou shalt worship no other power.
For thou shalt what?
Worship no other power.
You can't have no other power. You can't have no other God. You understand that it?
For the Most High, whose name is jealous, is a jealous power.
Is a jealous power, man. You start worshiping other gods, and it will make the Most High angry. And that's what we're doing. We're making the Most High angry by worshiping these other gods, man. In Christianity and all these other, false religions that we go into. Go to Psalms 34, 37, and 14.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 14.
Mm-hmm.
The wicked have drawn out the sword
Mm-hmm.
and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy.
Right. The wicked have drawn out their sword, man. And that's literal, but it's metaphorical as well, because drawing out that sword is a metaphor to say what they're doing. They're devising ways to hurt us. You understand? A sword is a weapon you use in warfare to hurt, to maim, to cause harm. You understand? And these other nations, these oppressors, the wicked, and who's the wicked? The so-called oppressor. He's drawn out every sword he can get. You understand? To against the poor. You understand? The poor is us. We're the ones that's the poor and the ones that's in these bad conditions here on the earth. You understand? And that's who he's drawing out the swords against. The poor, man. You understand? The ones that's hungry, that feel like they have no other choice but to rob the convenience store. You understand? But to sell the drugs. He flood the Black Hispanic community with drugs, and then come in and arrest you for dealing the drugs. He's the pusher and the police at the same time. That's how the white man select it. That's how the oppressor do it, man. You see these cops posted up in the so-called hood. You think they just there trying to catch the drug dealer? No. That's the re-up, man. It's right there. It's right there in the trunk. The bricks is in the trunk, man. And what they doing is they letting go whoever they want to, and they arrested whoever they want to. The ones that's basically, you know, doing something for their gain, snitching, they let him have free reign. He got the block. He got the block. But the ones who don't conform, hey, he gonna arrest him. He gonna take him in, and he post up right in there. You understand? Go to Psalms real quick. Psalms 10 and 8.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 10 and verse 8. He sitteth in the lurking places.
He what?
Sitteth in the lurking places.
Man, he sitteth in the lurking places, man. If that ain't a black man talking. That just sound. I never heard the oppressor use lurking. You know what I'm saying? that's a black man word. Look at him lurking over there, lurking in the cut. He's lurking. He's sitting in the lurking places, man. He's sitting in the places where you don't readily see him. That's that, man. If that ain't 5-0, I don't know what is, man. They sit right at the edge of the bridge where you can't see them, and you pass by them, and whoop whoop, they hit you. They sitting right at the bottom, man. Salakia. I remember, man, when I was out in the world, and I was getting high, thinking, you know, that it was really sending me to another plane, N.W.O, so I can produce the best musical solos that I've ever played before in my life. You know, that's what musicians think. You know, once they get so high, they get on another plane, and the music just flows, it slows everything down, buddy. Groovy. Snap. You know what I'm saying? Jazz people are like that. So now I'm getting high, but I gotta go to the hood to get drugs, right? So I'm going to the hood, and the way this place is set up, it's the upper and the lower. And when you at the upper part, you can't see the lower part. But if you're in the lower part, you can see the upper part, right? So I'm trying to get high, and like a fiend, a dope fiend, a wretch. I'm at the upper part, can't see what's going on at the bottom. Fortunately for me, you know, the connect, the person I'm trying to see is not there. So I'm, you know, pulling out, and here go the man. Shoop, whoop, whoop, because he already know that what's going on. Pull me over, and brother, if I would have had something, if he would have been there, I would have definitely been, you know, been weeded down. He probably would have smelt it out the car, and I would have been going to jail. Barakatha Yahweh Shai, man, I put myself in so many bad situations. Never been in jail a day in my life. Well, one day, it's a lock here, but I've never been in jail for drugs. I was about to go, N.W.O. He was about to get me, and I would have been gone, man. In the system, like a dummy. Again, because we sick in the head, man. And he was sitting in the lurking places, lurking. And when he came out, I was scared, but so relieved at the same time that the brother wasn't there for me to get the stuff from. I was so relieved, like, wow, this is something. I gotta stop smoking weed, man. I gotta stop. You know what I'm saying? Still didn't stop. The Lord, man, is so merciful. That's why, you know what I'm saying, I'm so animated for this truth, because I went hard while I was in the world. You understand? If anybody know about that smoking, man, that's one of the things that us brothers get caught up with all of the time. And the so-called oppressor knows it, man. He knows that that sooner or later a brother in the world is gonna get turned on to smoking marijuana, and it's gonna be so hard for him to quit. And that's what's gonna get him in this cycle of being arrested and getting out and being arrested and getting out and being arrested and becoming a career criminal, man. You understand? So now read it from the top. We got one more scripture, and then we're gonna close it up.
Okay, it's the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages.
Mm-hmm.
In the secret places doth he murder the innocent.
Does he what?
Murder the innocent.
He murdered the innocent, man. You understand? Because those same drugs that he pumping into the neighborhood is the same drugs that he arresting us for.
Wow.
You understand? Now go to Psalms 141 and 10. And this is what David said, man. This is what David said, and all the Christians want to act like David was just, he's a man after God's own heart. But David was a man after God's own heart because David knew that the Lord was about justice, man. The Lord is a just God, meaning he is about justice. He's about giving. He's about, letting a man reap what he sows. He's about retribution, man. You understand? You cannot be wicked and the Lord reward you with good things. You understand? If you're wicked on this earth, like the so-called oppressor has been to us, then it's only right that wicked comes back to you. So read that for us.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 141, verse 10. Let the wicked fall into their own nets.
Let the wicked fall into their own net, man. And we see that happening right now. This drug epidemic with these opioids and this meth is causing such a havoc in the oppressor's community that he done changed the laws. He done changed the laws and now made, drug addiction a disease. When before it's just, black people just criminals. Drug users are just criminals. Now it's knocking on his front door. The roosters come home to roost. You understand? And you understand the chickens come home to roost, and it's knocking on his door, killing his people. You finding a lot of, the so-called wicked, the oppressor, his children are overdosing on those opioids. Overdosing in the alley, using those needles. You understand? He's dying from it. So now you understand he is falling in his own nets. You understand? Go ahead.
Let the wicked fall into their own nets. Whilst that I withal escape.
Read that. Say again.
Whilst that I withal escape.
You understand? The same net that the so-called wicked fall into. You understand? That's going to allow us to escape, man. Barakatayah wa y'all was shot. You understand? Because that same trap that the so-called oppressor is setting for us is going. David said. David prayed a prayer, and this is a prayer that we can repeat just like David did. Let the wicked fall into their own net, man, and let me escape. You understand? That is righteous, man.
Wow.
You understand? Let the so-called wicked oppressor fall into their own the trap that they creating for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, especially down on the border.
Wow.
With those cages down on the border, let them fall into their own trap, man.
Wow.
And let our brothers and sisters escape.
Wow.
And with that, clap it up. With the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, start out of 1 West Harlem, New York. You understand? Under Commanding General Yohana, turn it over to Priest and Officer N.W.O to read the announcements.
It's the Isupk security announcements. We are the Isupk under Commander General Yohana, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Thurs, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10th in the Hebrew. Mayasharah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations.
Of course, upcoming holy convocation is this Sunday. It's the feast, the memorial blowing the trumpets. It's going to be held in Fayetteville this upcoming Sunday, the September the 25th, starting at 7 p.m. If any of the sisters here if you bringing your food, I think you need to be there by 6 p.m. But the memorial blowing the trumpets is going to be at the Fayetteville School. What's the address, K.R.O.? You know the address? Salakia. It's the Fayetteville School is 205 West Russell Street in Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's 28301. So that's the location of the Fayetteville School, 205 West Russell Street in Fayetteville, North Carolina. That's where the Feast of Memorial Blowing the Trumpets will be at 7 p.m. Sunday, September 25th. Please join us. You know what I'm saying? Make that short drive down to Fayetteville. We're going to be, the short drive. It's a short drive because, you know what I'm saying, we Warriors have to go to Atlanta, Washington, D.C., South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? That's a very short little, I can walk there. And be there by tomorrow. Salakia. Salakia. That's a short little trip, man. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? Do it for the Most High. Do it for the Most High. So we're going to be there Sunday at 7 p.m. to rock it out with the brothers in Fayetteville at the new Fayetteville School in no Fayetteville location for Feast of Memorial Blowing the Trumpets. And that's the next high holy day, right?
If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, Ahmadium, which means everybody stand. Wapanya Hakodam, which means everybody turn and face the east. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakwavka, Taba'ah, Ratazaka, Ayah, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashamayim, the Thunder now, the Kram, Ka, Yawam, Wasalak now, Kabawaf now, Kasalak now, Kabawaf ya now, Wala'ah, Tabi'ah now, Banasaya Wam, Abal, Abashah now, Mayan, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'atapara, La'awalamya, Aman.
In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
It's the prayer for the power. Yahweh.
Ba'ashem
Yahushua. Baba Kushah. The thunder now. Akak. La Rapa'ah. Kal Makala. Wakal Madawa. Akak. La Tahar. Hamatazariah. Akak. La Akwayom. Amathya. Akak. Al. Rakawa. Hatama'ala. Lagarashan. Ba'ashem Yahushua. The water Aman.
In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
It's prayer for the blessings. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Matazab Ya'ah.
Matazab Yah.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawap Yahana.
Ha Alawapya.
Ha Alawapya.
Ha Saranya.
Ha Saranya.
Ha Quartazayoyim.
Ha Quartazayoyim.
Ha Koya Yoyim.
Ha Koya Yoyim.
Wa Ha Akwapyan.
Wa Wathi.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba Hashem Yahweh Shah.
Hashem Yahweh Shah.
The Wada Aman.
The Wada Aman. In the English, bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh Shah.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commander General Yahana.
Commander General Yahana.
The generals.
The general.
The captains.
The
officers. The troopers. And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it.
This is a prayer for the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
Speak against us.
Thy prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
And the school.
And the school.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
Punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose.
And shake loose.
The treasures of the rich.
The treasures of the rich.
Of Israel.
Of Israel.
That refuse.
That refuse.
To give to the school.
To give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishment and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the Edomites.
To the Edomites.
And the nations.
And the nations.
And their drug dealers.
And their drug dealers.
The court system.
Court system.
The prison system.
Prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinhead.
Posse Comitazi.
Posse Comitazi.
The gay movement.
The gay movement.
The lesbian
The
movement.
lesbian movement.
Spies.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
NASA space program.
NASA space program.
Army.
Army.
Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marines.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airways.
And the airways.
The cable access channels.
Cable access channel.
And the radio channels.
And the radio channel.
Convict the spirit.
Convict the spirit.
Of any of thy people.
Of any of thy people.
That seek to stop
that
us.
Seek to stop us.
And bring swift destruction.
And bring swift destruction.
To all the heathen.
To all the heathen.
That stand in the way.
That stand in the way.
Or try to stop us.
Try to stop us.
From broadcasting your words.
From broadcasting your words.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
Let loose all the plagues.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro.
Through the earth.
Through the earth.
And consume them.
And consume them.
Let the plagues.
Let the plague.
Shake the house of the thief.
Shake the house of the thief.
And the murderer.
And the murderer.
Let Yahweh Shah.
Let Yahweh Shah.
Michael and Gabriel.
Michael and Gabriel.
Come down with the flying saucers.
Come down with the flying sauce.
And punish all the heathens.
And punish all the heathens.
That come against us.
That come against us.
As we speak thy word.
As we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known.
Cause it to be known.
By all.
By all.
That it is the angels.
That it is the angels.
That have done it.
That have done it.
Cause it to be spread.
Cause it to be spread.
Through the media.
Through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
In the name of Yahweh Shah.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it. Saw, which means to turn. Sisters Yashab, which means to be seated. Man of Israel going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. Man of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shabbat. Saw, turn, sisters Amadim, which means to stand. Man of Israel, give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Man of Israel, Madam Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Shemal Thal Bashim, Yahweh Shah. Yah Yamatah, class dismissed.